In a grand kingdom surrounded by lush forests and vast fields, there stood a magnificent palace where King Paul and his daughter, Princess Grace, lived in splendor. The palace was filled with shining gold, sparkling chandeliers, and the finest silk. But behind the luxury and riches, there was a young maid named Abby, who had never known such a life. Abby's world was one of hard work and quiet longing. Abby had worked in the palace since she was a small child. She was in charge of tending to Princess Grace, ensuring that the princess's every need was met. She brought her meals on time, helped her choose her clothes, brushed her long hair, and ensured her comfort from dawn until dusk. Abby's life was a quiet one, full of routine and dutiful service. But in the stillness of her small, worn-out room, Abby often found herself dreaming of wealth, of grand gowns, of being a princess herself. Her life, though filled with the joy of serving someone she admired so much, was far from the opulence of the royal family. Abby lived in a small, run-down hut on the outskirts of the kingdom, completely alone. She had no family, no friends. Just the endless work of serving the princess, a job she took great pride in, but one that reminded her daily of her own humble background. Every day, she often found herself gazing out of the palace windows, watching the royal family go on their grand adventures, wishing that for just one day, she could experience the life they led. One day of riches, of beauty, of freedom. She wondered if she would ever have the life she longed for, or if she was destined to live out her days in that little hut, just a maid in a vast and glittering world. But as the days went by, Abby's wishes began to fade. "There's no way I can ever become a princess. I was born poor, and I may die poor," she muttered to herself one evening as she walked back home, as if trying to drag herself out of her fantasy world. One fateful morning, as the kingdom bustled with preparations for an upcoming royal feast, disaster struck. Princess Grace, who was known for her beauty and grace, had fallen gravely ill the day before the long-awaited journey. Her condition was serious, and despite the best efforts of the kingdom's finest herbalists, the princess could not move a single limb without feeling a sharp, debilitating pain. The royal palace